13. Cryptid Hog. What if you ran into this creature in the middle of the forest? Posted to the Chills Narrator subreddit by Snipes Gaming 17, the Redditor writes, "Is this a giant wolf or a cryptid? I need some help, Chills. Let's give him some." Well in the woods with a dog barking, off in the distance you can make out a large creature prowling amongst the trees. Soon it lunges at the dog, running him out of the brush and demonstrating its full size and speed. The creature in the video is enormous. If it's a wolf, it must be a werewolf mid-transition, but most in the comments believe it's something else altogether. Miss Doolittle Text writes, "That's a wild hog. They can get over 400 pounds. The 70s kid adds, "I also think the trees make it look big, like an illusion. So, what do you think? Wolf, cryptid, or enormous wild hog? Or is it all just an illusion?"
Just
Number
an
13,
illusion.
Green Lady of Vickers Hill.
Number 13.
Vickers Hill in Northern Ireland has a twisted history, and a piece of this history may have been caught on video. A bit of backstory. The footage shows a shadowy figure in Georgian attire cross the street around noon near the Church of Ireland Cathedral. Normal looking enough at first, that is, until it vanishes into the wall of the grounds opposite the cathedral. The ancient city of Armagh has a rich Georgian history, so the dress is befitting of the area. According to the man whose grandmother caught this on camera, she was still hyperventilating from the shock of seeing the ghost. If you saw what appeared to be a solid figure vanish like this, wouldn't you be? And considering the history of this place, it's not far-fetched to think this is paranormal. Number 12. Abandoned Mansion. An abandoned mansion in Houston, Texas appears as the epicenter of paranormal activity in this clip, posted to YouTube by Hugo Blog in August of 2016. The shell of a mansion looks creepy enough on the outside, but then they enter. Wandering around the house in the darkness, at some point, the group captures on video what appears to be a ghostly young girl. They apparently didn't see her in real time, as they don't race from the house or cry out in fear. This image was only discovered after playing back the footage. Would you have the guts to enter here? Cross the threshold and find out. Number 11. Pocomoke Forest. All the more reason to stay out of the forest. Published to YouTube by CJ Fashion in April of 2020. The channel writes, "Just when I thought a haunted forest couldn't get any scarier, there was an incident inside the Pocomoke Forest with a person. Still not sure exactly what is going on with this place, but I can tell you this, something very weird and sketchy."
I was hoping for somebody to come on and discover me listening to him, but yeah. Hey, so I've just been like carrying on with my day. Still not feeling that great. Don't understand what the deal is with that. But yeah, I've got a theory. I've got a theory that I've just not been sleeping well. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, but I didn't really know what to do with this particular stream because I wasn't doing any artwork or anything, and yeah, but I do remember that I had missed a Wiki Wednesday because, and you can all blame Itchy for that, my buddy Itchy, because we ended up talking for a long time, and it went past the streaming threshold. So I was like, ugh, yeah, whatever. But since I wasn't able to talk much during my workout today, because it was Fitness Friday, so I did my workout today. Yeah, it was kind of a. I kind of felt like I should do something else. Plus, I kind of haven't got anything. I've got nothing to do for the next like hour and a half. So I thought I'd just jump on. But since nobody was here, yeah, I was waiting for. I watched a bit more of YouTube. So yeah. I can't remember that guy's YouTube channel, but yeah, I found he's got a weird voice. I don't get it. So I saw somebody come in and then leave just now on both of the view counters. It said that somebody came in and left. So yeah. Well, if anybody has any questions for me, then go for it. In other news, I did have I found the giant spider that was haunting me after I tracked it down from a couple of streams ago, a couple of days ago, a couple of streams ago. Yeah, so it was last seen up there, and now, oh my god, yawning. And now, yeah, it was on my CD rack that I use as a bookshelf. It was just on there. I thought that was it for a second, but no. There is, however, a spider on my door, but it's nowhere near as big. So I got something on my neck just there. Which is the preview. See if it shows up on the preview. Nah, not really. Oh well. Yeah. Just wondering what this idiot spider's doing. It's trying to make a web on a flat surface. On a flat surface. I mean, at least I can't walk through it, but at the same time. I mean, it's not a tiny spider, but it's not anything to make me worried about being in that side of my room. My room. Yeah. So I kind of don't know what to talk about, so I should just get on with the thing, shouldn't I? Then I'll just read. It'll just be me reading, which is okay, I guess. Now it's on the floor. I kind of have to pay attention to it if it's on the floor because it could crawl over to me and then crawl on my leg, which has actually happened like 6 or 7 times in my life. Never mind, it crawled into the corner. Right, yeah. So I have Wikipedia actually up on the screen. Do the screen share thing. Oh, hi, Liam. You got the haircut? It's a couple of days old now. I think it's a couple of days old now. Yeah, it's gone past midnight. Yeah. So it's not as crisp as it was, but yeah, it's fun. It's a bit of fun. Just a bit of creativity when you're, when locked down, whatever. It's more just for my partner Damon, he really likes Destroy. I kind of don't care. But yeah, I was more concerned about this. But my beard, and if that would look any good with the longer beard. Huh. So there's a small critter outside. I can hear that. There's a small animal outside. I can hear that. So yeah. Has a Santa Claus feel to it? Really? Doesn't he have like the full face beard? Whereas I've not got any mutton chops. Anyway, we have to learn something. We have to learn something. The whole point of Wiki Wednesdays, I know it's Friday for you anyway. It's actually Saturday now for me. But the whole point of Wiki Wednesday is, because I missed Wiki Wednesday, is to learn something. We have to learn something, and we have to find something interesting. Well, you say, "Oh my god, I'm just yawning a lot." This is a lot more frequent than usual. But yeah. So the whole point is for us to learn something and learn something new or interesting, and maybe even funny, even. But yeah, that's the whole point of Wiki Wednesday. And failing that, if we've got nothing in particular to search for, then I just open up Wikipedia and we have a quick look at their information, because Wikipedia, because it's not really a news source kind of thing. It's got like it's the internet's encyclopedia, the free encyclopedia. It says so on the thing. And it's fairly accurate. So take that as you wish. But no, it has a random compilation on their homepage, on the Wikipedia homepage. They have a handy compilation. I'm going to stop yawning. I must stop yawning. So it's pissing me off now. They have a handy compilation on their homepage of just useful information, or well, not really particularly useful most of the time, just random information. Some of it is quite interesting, except for the "Did you know" section, because as we have found out in past episodes, it's garbage. They have interesting stuff, but you have to be very, very into that particular subject to basically know about it. And we'll get to that later. Oh my god, now my eyes are watering. What is going on? Ah, stingy eye. Give me my tissue. Give me my tissue. Oh yeah, better. So yeah, we find out what that is, and sometimes their random pictures are also quite cool. They have random pictures, and sometimes they're quite interesting. Like Wikipedia's archive in general must be fascinating. I mean, it's just a big server somewhere. It's not that fascinating, but yeah. Okay, eyes sorted. Yawns. At bay for now. So, what did you learn this week? What did you learn this week, Leon? By the way, I just want to. I think it's. I think you are the same Leon as is on my Discord and occasionally whenever I'm on Chatable. I'm not on Chatable and all that stuff that often. But when I do go on there, I do notice that there's like random messages. No, new messages, and yeah. I just want to say that if you're gonna, if you want to communicate with me online, and I'm not picking on you in particular, I'm just saying in general, if anybody wants to communicate with me online, then just saying hi all the time is stupid. Sorry. But I fucking hate small talk in the first place. And if you're just going to say hi, and I know that if I answer back just hi, and the conversation goes nowhere, then I'm going to stop saying hi back because the conversation goes nowhere. Much I prefer if people would just kind of like just launch straight into the topic that they want to discuss with me, as opposed to all of the little talk in between. It bugs the crap out of me, and it's my own fault. I know it's my fault. It's my failing. I can't do small talk without getting annoyed a lot. I just can't. So it's my fault. I want to work on it, but at the same time, I can't help the fact that it does piss me off. So yeah, I have a lot of people who basically just message me saying hi, and then I answer back because I don't know. They're new people. They're new people. So I answer back hello, or hey, what's up, or howdy, or whatever, and then basically I get nothing, and then like the next day or even the next hour or something, they just say hello again, and it's like, no, I was responding to you. It's in the message history. It's literally above my hello. Your hello is above my hello. So how are you not seeing it? So yeah, once that happens, once that starts happening, I become increasingly frustrated with that particular group of messages. Not the people behind them. Want to get that real clear. I'm not pissed with anybody that send these messages. I'm just pissed at this particular window being open on my screen, whether it's on my computer screen or on my phone screen. It hurts. It hurts my brain somehow. And again, I want to work. I want to work to get rid of it, but I can't help. I don't know what I can do to make myself not feel angry, disappointed, or just generally irritated by just small talk. And it's my problem. I do apologize, and I have said this on. It's either on Facebook or Twitter. It's either on Facebook or Twitter that basically that if you want to unfriend me, unfollow me, unsubscribe from me, whatever, just because I hate small talk and I have problems communicating on the small pleasantry level, I'm okay with that, and I am sorry to see you go. So yeah. Again, I'm not picking on anybody. I'm not directing this to any particular person. This is clearly my problem, and I do apologize for that. And I will try to work on it, but I just don't see how I can work on it. Anyway, wow, all of the people, all of the messages, all at once. Hey, Jeffers. James says noted. I don't know if that's bad or not. I don't. I apologize if I've done that to you, No, no, you said that I wasn't looking for apologies from anybody. I wasn't. This is literally me just saying that I should be the one apologizing. It's just that there's no way that there's no way that I can think of for me to work on this, because it's just no way that I can just not be irritated at something, you know? I don't know how to try not to be irritated by something, you know? It's it's like somebody poking you all the time on the shoulder, but it's like, I'll just try not to be irritated by it. It's like, I don't know how to do that. Anyway, yeah. Jeff, I don't think Leon's here anymore. I don't know. Right. Well, now that you guys are here, and I'm sorry I missed Wednesday, but it's Wiki Wednesday catch up because I missed Wednesday. So, did everybody learn something? What was the most interesting thing that you found out this week from last Wednesday? Honestly, I can't think of anything. I've been trying to think of something, the answer to my own fucking question, and I just realized I haven't said my one yet. And I was like, okay, what is my one? I did this might not be interesting to anybody else, but I did learn about how you can actually get about all the formats of video recording. There are bloody hundreds of these things. But no, I was basically I was talking to one of my friends, and they basically say, oh yeah, there's like a video archive that's available online, that's kind of like archive.org but not, and essentially it's got lots of stuff from the 70s in particular on it. I can't remember the name of that now. It's actually named after one of the cassettes. But yeah, it was started by, he was basically telling me how this website was started by this guy who owns so many machines. Like, he has a whole cabinet of nothing but, you know how in like in the 80s and 90s you had the TV cabinet, right? And it had basically the TV in it, and then you had your VCR, you know, and maybe your Skybox or your cable box or your what do you call it? Your satellite box, or yeah. Well, imagine his one to be basically his shelf where all of these machines were in is basically a whole cabinet. It's the size of a door, and every single one of these machines has a different, is different. They have different cartridges and stuff. I didn't know that there was that many different things to, that many different media. And I did learn about all the different kinds of them and stuff, but I can't name any of them right now because it was interesting, but I looked up how many different ones there were, and it's a lot. It's a lot. And by the way, there is a VHS tape that's like this big. It's like the size of a briefcase. It's for special cameras, and it's massive. It is literally that big. It's huge, and the VHS thing is just like the whole machine is just the door. It's the front of the machine is just the door for this particular tape. It was really funny looking this up. But yeah, but there's like Betamax, the Super Betamax. There's laser discs. there's mini laser discs. There's micro laser discs. I didn't know about the micro laser discs. It looks like a floppy, which is weird because the mini laser discs are smaller than a floppy disk, because there's a whole thing. There's the cam tapes, or the cam VHSs, which are basically very small versions of VHS tapes of into camcorders, or the old camcorders from the olden days, dinosaur days. And it's just that there was so many of these things. This cabinet was huge, and it just made me want to I want to put one thing in every single one of these machines, and then push eject on all of the buttons. I turned into an 8-year-old that went to Maplin's, or Circuit City, I guess you would call it in the States. But yeah, when you were a kid and you went to you went to a hi-fi kind of store, or even just a computer store or something like that. You go into these places and you're a kid, so what you do is you walk around the place while your parents are looking for something, or your uncle or your older cousin or whatever, and all you do is you try to find a computer that has a computer game on it, try to find a console that's demoable, and failing that, you basically just look at all of the funky eject buttons and see how they eject their discs and stuff. And that's kind of how I felt about looking at this thing. I just wanted to push all of the eject buttons. I just did. So yeah. So I learned about that. That was quite fascinating. I did not know there were that many formats of video. So yeah. Anybody else got anything interesting that they found out this week? Well, that is interesting, Subs. I don't know that. I didn't know that. Well, you can't use mine. You have to offer something. Yeah. James says, "Oh, your Nintendo on your shelf." Yeah. I never had a Nintendo system. I never had an NES. I never had an NES. The only thing Nintendo that I had, the first thing Nintendo that I had was the original Game Boy, then the Game Boy Color, then the Game Boy Pocket, then the Game Boy Advance, then the GameCube, and then I got my mother a Wii, which then became mine because she never used it at all. It's like the most expensive gift that I've given anybody in my family ever, almost. And it's my mom, and she never used it. She never used it once, even. But yeah, I never had a Nintendo system. I played my cousin had a Nintendo 64, and I played on my friend's. He had a classic, one of the classic consoles. Did they even make a classic NES? I swear he had one, but he had one of those. So yeah, it's just a mini version of it. Boy, and here I was thinking how far we've come. I find the Nintendo Switch is my best video game system. I kind of only want the Switch because everybody, a lot of my close friends, won't shut up about Animal Crossing. Although they've calmed down now. They have calmed down now. So I was like, oh my god. I was like, I've got Game Boys and stuff. Can I just get it for my Game Boy? Can I get the old one for my Game Boy? Will you guys be happy with me if I did that? And they were like, no, you have to get a Switch. And I was like, oh, fuck's sake. I don't just have Switch money. So yeah. But yeah, I did want to play. I did have the hankering to play Smash Brothers, because that happens to me every now and again. I just get the random urge to play Smash Brothers. I've still got Super Smash Brothers Melee, and that's on my GameCube. That's in the house actually. So yeah, and I still play that sometimes, oddly enough. But yeah, I've never really had the urge to get a Switch, to be honest. I'm not a video gamer. That's the problem. I'm not that much of a video gamer. I like a couple. But yeah. Well, I loved Circuit City. Yeah, they're gone, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're gone from the States. Solomon says, "Hey guys, howdy." Well, sales and orders are going up in the oyster business. What? Sales and orders are going up in the oyster business. Wait a minute. Isn't that what you do? Also, my parents are moving in. I'm rushed off my feet. Yeah, I did ask how you guys were. I was like, okay, what does that have to do with? Oh, right, yeah. My bad. I get it. Bummer. I mean, that sounds like your life has meaning now. That you have that they didn't before. I'm just saying, it's a funny quote from Halloweeny, I think. Yeah. But those sound good things. Those all sound like good things, right? Do you play Animal Crossing on your Switch? They have made those mini NES systems. My half bro has one. Okay, they do make them. Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I played on that, and that was fun. There was like a Game Boy, all of the NES games on like one game. It was kind of a bootleg cartridge thing, you know. But I had one for my Game Boy Advance, and I just played classic NES games on that. So I never saw the need to get one. It seemed a bit redundant. If I already had this, then why do I need that? You know. Plus, I'm pretty sure I can play the classic games anyway, still on the Wii store, because I downloaded. I think Damon downloaded a bunch of the classics from there anyway. I don't have Animal Crossing. I don't think I can keep up the responsibility, and my village will be in ruins. That's the thing. Yeah, it's like yeah. It's like the city planner thing that I play. Like simulation games. I kind of like those. It's kind of neat to see how things work out and everything. But you kind of have responsibilities to make sure that certain things happen in the game, and it's like it becomes less of a game and more of a chore if you are literally just turning on the game just to make sure that things are serviced, you know. And you don't get to enjoy it as much, but you at least get that weird sense of accomplishment. That's the thing. That's the main killer of games for me, is that I will stop playing a game once I start feeling that weird sense of that I haven't accomplished anything. You know, it's like once I get reminded about that fact more than like 2 or 3 times, I start to be like, I'm not really doing anything. This isn't really doing anything anymore. It's not even making me happy anymore, you know? So I'm like, I gotta do something else. You know? That seems to be happening, and that does happen with like a certain set amount of games, you know? I've got like 4 like 4 games that basically I just rotate around into, you know, because I get bored of one, or I start to feel like I'm not accomplishing anything in one, and then I'll move on to the next one until the other one that I just did gets less boring, or I get the urge to play that again. But yeah, since I haven't touched Pokemon in like 3 years, so that's something. But that used to happen with Pokemon. But then I completed the game, like 100% completed the game, and I don't have the urge anymore to play it ever again. I kind of feel like if I tried to play it again, that I would just not be able to push new game, you know, and then save it, because I would have lost my entire save and the point of that game. Excuse me. The chair. You had the Atari 2600. Yep. You have it. Oh, you still have it. I didn't know you still have it. Well, that's cool. They've made a classic version of that too, haven't they? They basically made a classic version of everything, which is cool. I like it. I just wish that it wasn't so gimmicky, because they had an Amiga. I think they made a classic version of the Amiga, and it had a keyboard on it, and I was like all excited, because it's like, oh my god, is that a cute little keyboard that you can actually poke the buttons on and stuff, and they work? But it wasn't. It was just for show, and it's a real shame, because I knew that Damon likes the Amiga, you know, and I wanted to get that for him, but he wouldn't. He's like me. He doesn't like things to be just aesthetic, you know. He would have liked the functionality of a thing that looked like a keyboard to be an actual keyboard. It wouldn't have killed them to do that. Yeah. But yeah, that was a while ago now, though. But they've made a mini out of all of them. So yeah. I don't remember what games came with the Atari. What games came with the Atari? Solomon says Bear Tubbs. It's just Tubbs, by the way. Body is so nice. I love seeing his big chest, and I would love to give him a big hug. Well, I'm a hugger, so that would be nice. Maybe. I don't know. You mentioned Smash Brothers earlier, though. Man, if only I had Wi-Fi and you had a Switch. I'm not. I mean, I don't have Switch money, so I can't buy a Switch. But I do want a Switch, you know. Also, I think that game prices are ridiculous. You know, they're crazy. Especially consider, you know, I come from a generation that played video games, you know, played on PS2. You know, that was our main console, you know. And I could easily just rustle up some money, like £17 or $20 or whatever, and just go to the store and pick up the latest game. 25 if it was a AAA game or something stupid like that. You know? Now it's like $50. And that's the average price of a game. It's like, fuck you. Fuck you people. Fuck you people with your video games. I hate you. Go fuck yourself. That's not right. That's super not right. Oh my god. Yeah. I do. I go to my local store and I go to I go look at the DVD section, you know, and it's right next to it is the video game section, and I don't know why I'm so surprised, but every time I'm super surprised by looking at just looking at the at the prices. I just look at the titles mostly. But every now and again, I'll be like, "Ooh, I kind of want that. I wonder how much that is because I might get the console. I don't know." Look at the price. I'm like, "Okay, nope, not doing that ever." It's like, go really. I saw it in Walgreens drugstore one Christmas, and it was in the standard section, which cracked me up. Oh, yeah, dude, everything's nostalgic now, though. People are super nostalgic for the noughties, you know. And it was like that was just 2 decades ago, technically 1 decade ago, whatever you want to say, you know. I saw Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz in a you know, nostalgia section of something. I was going to say the other day, but no, it was more like before the virus times, before the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. Yeah, and it was like, okay, it doesn't, but that stuff doesn't bother me, you know. Because it just reminds me, of how long ago things actually happened. It's like, yeah, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, they're roughly 20 years old. I'm like, what? No, what? It's crazy talk. Star Trek: The Next Generation still seems to be fairly newish, you know, in my head. But then I have to remember, yeah, I was born when they first started airing Star Trek: Next Generation. So it's like, it's 33 years old. Star Trek: Next Generation is 33 years old. It's not 33 years old. It can't be. It's crazy. I remember being a kid when Deep Space Nine was happening, and I was like, ooh, a new Star Trek, because Next Generation is so lame. It's so over. And then Voyager was my number one thing that I was definitely going to watch all the way through all the time. So yeah, it's weird. Have you ever thought about getting it? I mean, do you even play it, Jeff? That's the thing. Do you even play it? Truth about the prices. Yeah, I know. It does seem like a middle finger. Just like, well, I do. I look down at the, you know, at the price label below the game on the shelf, and it's like I just imagine kind of like that happening, just in cartoon emoji form, just on the label, and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, Pac-Man was one of the games that came with Atari. It came with Atari. Yeah. I have no idea. I can imagine what an Atari looks like, but all I can imagine is the joystick. Is that the Atari I'm thinking of? Is that the whole console, or is there more to that console? And where do you put the games? Or it does just come with... I don't know. I need to look it up. Wolfie! Hey, dude! He says howdy, howdy. And I don't know why, but I had Toy Story with the shark that puts on Woody's hat. I was like, hey, I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. I don't know why I read the howdy, howdy as if that shark had said it when you said howdy, howdy. But yeah. But hey, dude. What's up, man? I kind of forgot what we were doing. I kind of forgot what we were doing until I saw Wikipedia open on my pages now, and I was like, oh yeah, We do the Wiki Wednesday, late Wiki Wednesday thing. So none of you have learned anything in a week. None of you have learned stuff. The whole point of Wiki Wednesdays is to basically like find out something that we've not learned before, and it's kind of a challenge for you guys to go learn something interesting that you didn't know before. It's kind of almost a show and tell, kind of. Yeah, it came with 2 joysticks I used to wear out and had to buy new ones. So it's not like the original one that you've got then. It's, you know, you've got, yeah. I could just search it on here. Let's use Wikipedia like we're actually on Wikipedia. Atari 2600. Ah, yes. See, I was imagining this part, but I didn't know about it for some reason. Yeah, I was imagining this part, but I was like, I'm pretty sure that this part existed too, you know? Can you see my mouse? I can't see my mouse. Oh, I can. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I was like I said, I was pretty sure that I remember this part, but I was like, is this a different system? You know, is it like I just remember this being like the whole console for some reason, but this thing I didn't know this was the Atari 2600. I for some reason I assumed that all of the technology was in one controller. I don't know why. Stupid. And I assumed that this was a different console that I was thinking of. So yeah, that makes sense. The front of mine doesn't have the wood, it was just black. Yeah, racist. The Atari was super racist. doesn't have the black variant. So is that one. Yeah, I don't know why, but it does remind you of Darth Vader for some reason. Doesn't it? It kind of like, you kind of expect this to be underneath Darth Vader's cape. Like he's got that control thing on his front, but you kind of just expect to pull the cape up, and on his back is just that. Somehow. But yeah. But yeah, I can see this. I can see the aesthetic appeal to it. It's sweet and simple. Although I don't like that you can't load it. Oh wait, the design in Japan. Wait a minute. Design in Japan only. Japan only. So I've got a machine like this. I'm just like, what was it for? It was not a video game console. It was just it was something else. I remember my grandparents had one back. My cousin stole it and pawned it for a drug market. See, I don't know what those are. Ah, no, yeah, I had a friend who had this one. I had a friend who had this one. I do remember that. Yeah, and I do also remember seeing this, you know, as a mini. Now I do actually remember seeing that in the stores. But yeah, cool. Yeah, we had something. I think that we had an Amiga, but I don't think I think it was just my dad's, and he didn't actually play with it much. And by the time we were interested in playing video games, I already had my Game Boy, and my brother just wasn't interested in video games for a little while. He wasn't interested in video games until the Xbox came out for some reason, the first Xbox. So yeah. So we look up ColecoVision, please. That's when Donkey Kong came out. ColecoVision. Okay. I don't know how to spell it. That's no, that's an actual thing. It's just that from a distance, it looks like a cartoon. It kind of looks like an old walkie-talkie set somehow. I don't know why. I don't think ColecoVision was a thing in the UK, like ever. I don't remember ever seeing anything ColecoVision ever. Oh, release date 82 and 83, discontinued 85. Okay, yeah, I missed it completely. So yeah. Wasn't Donkey Kong a Nintendo thing? I thought Donkey Kong was a Nintendo thing. This isn't Nintendo. Coleco Industries, yeah. What the hell? You can plug things into it. Well, that was a weird thing. A lot of them thought that there would be modular systems. You know? Then there's my first game systems, the Magnavox Odyssey 2. Do they call it just Odyssey 2? Because I've heard about the Odyssey. Which would have been known in Europe as the Philips Video Pack. Like a fax machine. I mean, I can see it, but yeah, I'm gonna look this up because I don't know what the Magnavox Odyssey 2. Beep. That thing? Oh, is that the is that where they put stuff in? Is that the cartridge? I've seen these controllers. I've seen them on something else, but I don't know what. I think it was on like a crappy thing or something. I don't know. Also known as Video Pack EU, yeah, or the Odyssey 2. So I have heard of it. Like I said, I just heard of it as Odyssey 2. Oh, bye, James. Hey, Powder Fox. Yeah, what else did it look like? It had a black and white display built in. Actually, that's kind of awesome. Look how old school badass that looks. I don't know why. Like, was this actually glass? Because I've had something that looked like it had a TV built into it. Like it was like a micro. It was a microscope thing where you could basically it was a microscope. You put the slide in the machine, and it showed you it had like a big screen on it, and it showed you a picture of what the microscope saw. And I was like, oh my god, that's so awesome! And I wanted one for ages for some reason because I was when I was a little kid. But it was just fascinating, you know. And then all of a sudden it was like when I finally got it, I got the box, and it was like this feels very light. This is a TV in it. What? And it was just plastic. And it made me feel really, really lame. But yeah, that actually kind of looks fun. That kind of looks sort of awesome. There's only one thing that kind of like ruins the kind of futuristic design, and that's this dial. I don't know why, but that just kills it for me. I kind of hate it. I hate that dial being there. That's literally the only problem with it for me. I love the little switch on the cartridge. I love this giant push button. I love this thing, which is pretending to be a touchpad, even though I'm guessing you have to push really hard on it. You know. But yeah, literally that fucking dial was just like, ugh. What does it do? This is like a contrast thing. So what does it do? Made in France. Oh yeah. Are these buttons? What the hell? I love this. I love this aesthetic with the switch and everything. But are these switches buttons? I made something out of using a circuit board design with this switch. I had this switch on it for like a science fair project. Huh. It was late 70s, early 80s tech. Yep, I know. We're on the page. It tells me here. The developer versions of the cartridges had mechanical switches for debug modes for testing. Yeah, okay. It cost $179. $700 in 2019. discontinued March 20th. They had very short lifespans, and it's weird because you think like the Wii and the GameCube and the PS2 especially, like I swear, when did the PS2 die? The PS2, I think, I swear that somebody was making games for them still, like fairly recently. I'm gonna look it up. PS2. So this was my thing. This the big one and then the little one. Those were my babies. We've still got the little one in our living room. 2012, 2013. Again, like I said, I'm pretty sure that they still made. Somebody was making games for these still. PlayStation 2 Slimline. Yeah, I had these versions. They were cool. The big mechanical switch on the multi-cut was for developer versions of cartridges that had multiple games. No, I saw that on the game on the game. I just didn't know what the little switches were for. The versions sent to the public were switched by selecting the game on the keyboard. Well, that's cool. Were there other cooler versions of this? Oh, here we go. Look, I had a Game Boy. I'm a Game Boy. I had a PlayStation iToy. I think I've still got it. And you can actually use it in a computer. It had a USB cable on it. You could actually use it as a webcam. At the time, I don't think it's got drivers that support it anymore. But yeah, I had the PlayStation remote control. Well, my brother got the remote control. He bought the remote control. I was content with basically. I had an old PlayStation controller, and I took it apart and put it on my wall. I kind of like taped it to my wall, and it basically I put sticky tape buttons on top of it that had the controller. You know, basically they had like the DVD fast buttons on it, and I thought I was really clever for doing that, even though I basically just took the circuit board out and stuck it to my wall and then put stickers over the buttons that basically said, you know, play, pause, rewind, you know, chapter select, whatever. I just had that next to my bed, so I could basically be in bed and like be watching a movie on my PlayStation 2 and kind of just pushing the wall, poking the wall, the button on the wall. Yeah, my brother got a controller because he couldn't do that because he was too lazy to just use a controller. But yeah, he got a remote control. But yeah, I had like 4 memory cards as well because I played lots of different games. Never had a microphone. Oh, I thought we had different versions for some reason. I didn't know that they only had those 2. I thought there was another one, at least one other one. But yeah. But no, that was I'll just say PlayStation. This is the first one I bought with mostly my own money. PlayStation. I remember that their whole logo idea, their soundbite was just somebody whispering PlayStation. It worked. Yay! There she is. Although my controller didn't have the thumbsticks. The what do you call them? But yeah, I had this for ages, and I even had the little shark card that you can put in the back that enabled you to. It had games on it somehow, and also it enabled you to do bad stuff on certain games. So yeah, but that was my first console. That was my first console, and it wasn't bad. It kind of didn't suck. I remember having lots of fun with my PlayStation. Um, yeah, I never had one of these. I kind of wanted one of these. I even wanted one of these recently, especially since I saw one that had another lid to it, kind of like a toilet seat, you know, kind of like a toilet seat where you could actually have a lid that opened up and was a screen, like was a fully integrated little screen. So you can actually literally play it anywhere. It was like something I really wanted for some reason, but I never got around to buying one. We've got a PlayStation 3. I can't remember which one we've got, but we don't have a PlayStation. Oh, there's a Super Slim model. I didn't know that. We don't have a PlayStation 4. Yeah, I don't. I think we've got the big one, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we've only got that. How much is a PlayStation 4? It's about £350. 500 Great Britain? What? But yeah, can I actually get one? Can I just get a PS1? Do they make a, I'm pretty sure they make a classic PS1 as well. But yeah. Not gonna lie, it doesn't look bad. For their prototype, that doesn't look bad. I like the Nintendo controllers right here, and then they look identical to the PlayStation. But yeah, anything else I should look up? Let's type in Game Boy. I can show you all the Game Boys I got because I want to. Game Boy. Just Game Boy. None of this DS crap because the DSs don't exist. But yeah. There's my baby. So I'm looking for the table that has the complete price thing. What? They don't have a list of different Game Boys? Arseholes. Game Boy Family. There you go. I've got all of these. Oh, they look all pretty, kind of lined up like that. Dude, the DS isn't a Game Boy. They intentionally called it the DS to not sully the Game Boy brand, the Game Boy family in their in their whole department and stuff, because wait a minute. Oh no, I have that one. Okay, never mind. I was like, oh my god, there's one I haven't got. But I actually do have that one. Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to sully the Game Boy brand because it was so reliable, so awesome for so long that they wanted to go in a completely different direction. They didn't want to sully the brand in case it went in case it went horribly wrong and sucked. So they basically they didn't actually say Game Boy, the Game Boy DS. They never said that. It was never a thing. It was already just called. It was always just called the DS. Just DS. It never was called a Game Boy. So luckily, I didn't have to buy all of the latest DSs because there have been like 50 of them. And it is crazy. But yeah, I got all of these, and they are awesome. No, I don't dislike the DS at all. It's just that it's kind of like they kept coming out one a year for a while, a new one every year. And I've got a DS, I've got a DS, first redesign of the DS, because mine isn't all kind of like curved on top and stuff. It is just flat both sides. And I've got a DSi with the 2 different cameras, and allegedly like the 3D camera and stuff. It's made out of metal instead, which is kind of awesome, but at the same time not awesome. Yeah. But yeah, and I don't have much games for them. I literally only had like 2 games for them, and I can't remember what they are. One of them is a Pokemon game because they Soul Silver or something. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to try out Soul Silver for some reason. Plus, it came with a little Pikachu, a little Pokeball, kind of, the pedometer thing. Anyway, yes, you have all of them right up. I do, but the thing is that me personally, I don't have all of them. Damon has the Game Boy Light and the Game Boy Pocket in storage in his mum's house, so they aren't all here at this house. But he does have them. He does have them. I know he has them. He wouldn't lie to me, yeah. But no, I've got all of these except for the light and the pocket, which Damon has, and because we are together, technically I have those too. So yeah. I kind of want to get. How much are they? How much are they? Because I kind of want to get them for the house, just to have them in the house. But I don't know how much they are, so I'm going to have to look them up. I do know that the Game Boy Color in particular are expensive. If you got certain colors of them, they're expensive. They're like really expensive. So the Game Boy Color that I've got in the house is actually like super expensive, or at least it would be if I didn't peel my stickers off of them, because I just was that when I was a kid. I didn't like to have stickers on anything. If I own it, I don't want to have any stickers on it. It's mine now. I don't want any stickers on it. Even if it's a sticker that says "Do not remove this sticker," I'll be like, "No, you're coming off because it's mine and I can do whatever I want with you. You are a possession." Plus, it used to be just annoying because I would handle them so much that they had stickers on the back, and well, the stickers would just inevitably get dirty or just eventually come off by themselves. It was a thing. So yeah, none of my Game Boys have stickers on the back of them anymore, and they always had stickers on the back for some reason. It doesn't work that way. Panda Folks, I'm pretty sure it does. Pretty sure it does work that way. I'm pretty sure you're super wrong, and that it does totally work that way. So yeah, shut up. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure it does. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna go look it up. You're testing me. But I think Damon's got the silver ones of these of the Game Boy Light and the Game Boy Pocket. My one of the color is blue. It's this kind of weird blue color. My Game Boy is white. My DS is this one. It's silver. I mean, not my DS. My PS SP. It says so right there. My Game Boy Advance SP is silver, and my Game Boy Micro is also silver, but it comes with these the front cover you can actually change out. I've got an orange one, I've got a kind of like a gold silvery one, and I've got like a holographic kind of like arcade one, and it's and yeah, I want a blue one, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's so teeny, but it's so awesome. It's so tiny. But yeah, I have all of those Game Boys. That's right, you own it, Tubbs, so no stickers. It wasn't, it didn't start out to be kind of like I said, I've got a little bit of OCD. I don't have as much as Damon, but I have a little bit of OCD. And one of the things that used to get me, that used to really annoy me, was stickers on things. It kind of made it look tacky if it had a sticker on it, in my opinion. So therefore, everything I owned should not have a sticker on it. or basically, if it had a sticker on it that said, remove this and it will void your warranty, I would painstakingly cut out a piece of duct tape in the color of the thing that had the sticker on it, and I would basically put it over the sticker, so that it would make it look like it didn't have a sticker and it had just a textured piece on the back or whatever. But by the time I was old enough to know about warranty and stuff, the warranty stickers on the back of my Game Boys had been already taken off. So yeah, and Panda Fox is wrong. So yeah. How much is a Game Boy Pocket? Because this is actually bothering me more than it should. For my 30th birthday, I ordered a Game Boy Micro just so that I would have all of the Game Boys before I was 30. I would have all of the Game Boys, and it was just one of my weird life ambitions. So yeah, knowing I already had these two, I didn't have to worry about them because I do have those. Panda Fox is wrong. And yeah, but I kind of want them in the house. I kind of want them in the collection now. So yeah. And there were some Tetris. Tetris was like the classic good game, and it's supposed to help with your mental health. So I was wondering, I kind of had the weird urge to just play Tetris, But yeah. I've never witnessed a Game Boy Light. Like, I've never seen one in person. Again, I know Damon owns one, so technically I do too. But yeah, I had a Game Boy Pocket, but I just never knew where. I had it, and then I played on my Game Boy Color because I got it. I got that, and then a month later, I got the Game Boy Color. I just ended up playing the Game Boy Color instead for the rest of time until I got my Game Boy Advance, and yeah, I don't actually remember getting my Game Boy SP, my Game Boy Advance SP, the dinky one. I don't actually remember, getting that one, but yeah. So my pocket kind of like I got it, and then it ended up staying in my bedside table drawer until I moved out, and it came with me, and then it moved back into my parents' place when I moved back, and then I don't know what happened to it. I just don't. I think it's possible that my mum still has has it, but I just don't know where it is at all. It didn't come with me, but again, Damon's got one of these as well, so yeah. So it's just so funny. 10 hours battery life? No. Sorry, that is bullshit. The SP, yeah, that's about right. I need to get a battery pack as well. I'm not buying batteries all the time for it. Wow, 10 hours? Yeah. Yeah, my I think my SP still works for about 10 hours. But yeah, if you're asking which one of these is my favorite, then it's that. This is actually my one that I've got as well. It's this one. It's so cute and teeny, and like it was just so cool, you guys. With a little backlight switch, you don't know what this button is for until you own it. You know, I remember seeing that. I don't remember buying it. I do not remember buying it ever. I just seem to obtain one somehow. I don't know, but yeah. All the other Game Boys, I remember exactly how I got them, but this one I just don't remember obtaining it. But yeah, but I do remember wanting one a lot, and I remember seeing, I remember seeing it, close-ups of it and all this stuff in magazines and on the early internet, the really early internet, and being like, oh, I want it. I must have it. It must be mine. But I always got confused and kind of like I didn't know if it was like if that button in the middle, because that's A and B, and that's the direction pad, and or the D pad, or whatever we call it, well, direction pad. And then that's start and select, or select and start, yeah. But this thing, it was just so confusing because I was just so I could never figure out what it did. And I kind of thought that it was like an incredibly low tech way of stopping the screen from being on when it was closed. I just assumed that that's what that was. When it's closed, it's I just remembered. Yeah, I remember getting it. I remember where I was, where I got it. Yeah. My mum, my mother, and my brother. Mostly my mother, though. This is the messed up part. My mother would, when I was playing a game, to get my attention, or just for kicks, just to tell me, just to utter the words, it's only a game. My mother would yank out the game cartridge while I was playing it just to get my attention, or like I said, just for no reason. And I was sick of her doing that. So I went to my my fancy pants store, my game store, because it was like this. It was called Special Reserve. It was like a specialized computer store. They had really cool stuff there, and they could fix computers and all this stuff. But yeah, I went there, and I went and bought it out of sheer frustration, because as you can see, the cartridge is loaded into the bottom. So I basically used up all of my money to get one of these. I was going to get one eventually anyway, but I was like, oh, fuck it, I've had enough of this. And I got it because the game cartridge is loaded into the bottom. And ever since then, this has been my favorite one ever. It just is. It's been my Game Boy go-to, Even though I grew to an adult and my hands kind of like had to do this to play on it, it's still my favorite. And you can use it's the one that you can actually use one hand play. You can play with one hand because you can program the left and right button. It has left and right buttons, little triggers. You can program them to do stuff. So you can literally just program one to be the A button and use the D-pad. And whenever you have to like do something, you just use the A button that you changed the left button into. And it was just so cool. It had weird, cool little quirks like that. And I still didn't know what the little button had. And I remember being in the store and just I opened the box up there and then. I obtained it, and I was at the counter. There was nobody in the store. It was literally just me and the store clerk. So basically, I was like, when I handed over the money, he basically got the box out, put it on the desk, and I basically just I got out one of my keys and got rid of the tape, opened it up, obtained the glory. And they came. They all came. It came with a battery pack. It basically had a battery pack in it that you can't replace unless you unscrew it with Nintendo special screw and all that stuff, screwdriver and all that stuff. So yeah. So it came pre-charged, and I just wanted to see what this button did. So I pulled it out of its little plastic sleeve. I opened it up, and yeah, you can't see it on this picture. I don't think you can see it. It's on the button. Can you see what's on the button? I can't zoom in anymore. No, it just goes up and down. But it's on the button. Which is weird because, I mean, yeah, it's got A and B on the buttons here and little tiny directions. But for the smaller buttons, it's got select and start written down above them. These buttons feel fantastic, by the way. They've had a lot of time to basically perfect the button feel. So yeah. But can you see what's on the button? again, I thought that this button basically was already low tech. I was kind of annoyed. There was already low tech. I thought it stuck out more than all the other buttons somehow. Was a really low tech way of when you close the lid, it would turn off the screen somehow. I thought that's what it was. It's the backlight. It's the backlight for the screen. The screen hasn't got a backlight. One of the main features of the SP, the reason for the SP, wasn't just because it was slimmer than the Game Boy Advance, because it was a Game Boy Advance. It's just an SP. It's a variant of the Game Boy Advance. The main reason was that it had a backlight. It lit up, so you can see it in the dark and stuff. You didn't have to buy add-ons to make it light up by itself, or so that you can see it in the dark and stuff like that. You didn't have the light on in the room to basically play the games. And yeah, only the Game Boy Light also had a backlight. Everything else, I had a funky add-on to all of my Game Boys that was just a kind of a mini USB thing that you plugged in, and it made a little light over the screen so that I can actually see the screen in the dark and stuff. But yeah, that's what that button did. It turned on the backlight and turned it off again. I assumed, because I knew about the backlight, but I assumed for some reason, I'm pretty sure I read it somewhere at some point, that that the backlight was just on all the time, or it was on a button that I just couldn't see. It was on the back of it, or it was part of like one of the switches on the side or something. I had no clue that it was actually just that's what that little button did. So yeah, when I opened it up and I saw the button, I turned it on, and it was just that. I poked the button, and it lit up the screen and turned the backlight off when I poked it again. It was just so weirdly nice. It was just a weird, satisfying feeling that was like, okay, I love this thing. This is awesome. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, when you close it and you have the backlight on, or if you close it, it doesn't turn the game off. It doesn't turn the game off. It doesn't turn the backlight off. It has no mechanism to shut off the light automatically when you close it. When it's closed, it's still on. It's still lit up. It's closed now. It's to protect the screen, and also make it more compact as well. It's a really simple fix, Nintendo. It's so simple. But they never fixed that, and that was a bit disappointing. But yeah, I can't remember what this other light does. Oh, it's charging. It's a charging light because it yeah, it was the first Game Boys to one of the first Game Boys, the first Game Boy even, to actually have a charging feature. It had a battery pack. It didn't have batteries in it. It had a battery pack built into it, so you had to plug it in to charge it up. So yeah. Anyway, talked way too much about Game Boys, but I can't help it. Okay, I cannot help it. It's so cute. Does it have its own page? Wait a minute. Why are there two of them here? Where's the Game Boy Advance? Oh, there it is. I was like, where is it? But no, it's right there. Yeah, it didn't turn it off. It never turned it off. Oh, it was the first thing to have a headphone adapter as well. Look at all the different variants of colors that you can have. That would drive me crazy trying to find all those. I'm pretty sure did it not? I'm pretty sure it did. It was never an issue for me. I never listened to music on it. Yeah, there's it without the game cartridge in it. Just not there. But yeah. Slightly more than half the size of the Game Boy Advance when closed, and roughly the height of Nintendo's Game Boy Color when open. Can play all Game Boy cartridges, including Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance cards. The clamshell or laptop design protects the screen from scratches and dust, reminiscent of two screen Game and Watch units. However, the casing is made from different material, making it more prone to scratches than previous Game Boy systems. I actually like that. Mine has a lot of character because mine's very scratched up. It's got lots of scratches, and the edges of it look kind of. They don't look. They kind of have this light brownish grey to them because the silver's worn off because it's just been slipped into my pocket so many times or taken out of the bag or whatever. But I kind of like that. That wasn't a big deal, and it was never super. It wasn't like it was like super soft. You know, I couldn't just break it with my fingers or whatever. I would have to actually put some force behind it if I really wanted to break it. You know, if I really wanted to break it, but I never did. So yeah. Um, The slot for cartridges has been moved to the bottom of the system, facing down. This makes using special cartridges such as the Game Boy Camera and Kirby more difficult. Oh yeah, the Game Boy Camera was a thing. That was cool. The Game Boy Advance was Nintendo's first handheld system to have built-in backlight released outside of Japan. However, oh, wait a minute, built the Game Boy Advance. The Game Boy Advance never had a backlight. This thing is the only thing that had a backlight. Japan, however, there was a Japanese exclusive, the Game Boy Light, that also featured a backlight. Got it. I got it. The Game Boy SP AC adapter comes with the package to recharge its lithium-ion battery, something previous Game Boys did not have. This usually commercially available batteries. They usually used commercially. Yeah, the adapter is also compatible with the original version of for the DS of the DS. I remember this. It's true. You can use the same cable for both the DS and the Game Boy SP. The software library and general hardware specifications are identical to those of the Game Boy Advance. In Japan, it was released in a variety of standard colors and special packages. In most other regions, it was released in platinum silver. Yep, mine. And lots of different colors. 6 special editions also have been released. A NES Classic model. I kind of like that one. I've seen it. It's pretty cool. SpongeBob SquarePants model, really? A Pikachu model? Yeah, I've seen that one too. A silver model with a tattoo design printed on it, known as the Tribal Edition. That was huge in the UK. I don't know why. In other regions such as Europe, Asia, and Middle East, additional colors have been released, such as Pearl Green and Starlight Gold. Starlight Gold. Additionally, 2 new special versions have been released in Asia, exclusive to that region. Nintendo was planning to have the SP be 3D compatible, but the resolution of LCD was too low, resulting in Nintendo scrapping it. So yeah. Too much reading. Nintendo removed the TRS headphone jack from the SP, which has been included in all previous Game Boy models. Headphones designed specifically for the Game Boy Advance SP can be purchased. I had those. I do remember now. I had those. They were my cool headphones, in fact, because they came with a reverse adapter, so that you can actually plug it into regular stuff. You can plug it to normal headphone jack stuff. It was weird. So I had a reverse version of this little thing. Well, standard headphones can be attached with an optional stereophonic adapter that plugs into the same port as the AC adapter. Since the Nintendo DS used the same charging port as the Game Boy SP, the headphone adapter works with said console. As both AC adapter and headphones use the same port, it is not possible to charge the SP and listen to headphones at the same time with the Nintendo brand adapter. There are, however, third-party adapters that split into 2 different cords, the power jack on one side and the TS headphone jack on the other. Okay. What is this? Oh my god. I need to get a new SP. I need the AGS 101, apparently. I don't have that one. I don't have that specific model of SP. That's bad. I must have it. I gotta get it. I gotta get it. This is uncool. This is uncool. I'm upset. This is really uncool. So I've got to get 3 different Game Boys just to have in my house now. And I will play Pokemon again. I will totally play Pokemon again if I can get a new SP that has the. I have to get this new SP, and the other SPs. So yeah. Also, Tooting. That's so uncool. Panafox is still wrong though. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I turned off when you closed. Do you have your Pepsi Max handy? I'm gonna have some in a minute, actually. God damn it! Yeah. I have to own it, and I do want the other ones in the house instead of waiting for Damon to get it out of his mum's house. So yeah. By the time I'm 35, there we go, I shall have all of the models of Game Boy Advance, or Game Boy, in my house. So yeah. But this thing I don't have. This is bad. I like the Game Boy Micro. I mean, that's cute too. And it's tiny. Like, literally super cute. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Where can you buy it, Tubbs? On Amazon? Yes. I can't remember where. I think I got the Micro from eBay. I think. Yeah, I think I got the Micro from eBay because I bought it, and then I also bought a different version of Pokemon because I needed the other version of Pokemon to actually complete Pokemon, because that's just the way that works. So yeah, it was eBay. That was eBay, but I should be able to find it again either on eBay or on Amazon. I don't know. I'll look for it. I'll see how much it costs. I don't think it's going to be super expensive, but who knows? I've got a bad feeling. Another knot in my beard. I got a bad feeling. I do. That's going to be crazy expensive. Though the other Game Boys are going to be crazy expensive. I don't think the SP is that expensive still, but who knows? I don't know where that giant spider went. In case you didn't hear the beginning of the stream, I saw the giant spider that was up there. I saw it before I started doing the live stream. It was just here. It was on my CD rack, but I couldn't do anything about it again. And by the time I looked back at it, it had disappeared again. So I just know that it's probably behind the CD rack. It's probably just behind there. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's by the time I come back to the computer, because I'm not going to bed yet. I'm gonna go eat some fruit, I think. And pee. I need to pee. I'm not going to go eat my pee. I'm going to eat fruit, and then I'm going to go pee, or probably going to go pee and then eat my fruit. But yeah, I really fancy an apple. We've got apples in the house. I really fancy one. So I'm going to eat an apple or two. Hopefully, I won't do some random crazy like allergic reaction bullshit. That's so weird. That's so weird. Yes, you must complete the set, Tubbs. Well, yes. I mean, duh. But I'll keep you apprised. I'll keep you apprised. We didn't look at the main stuff on Wikipedia this time. But we did look up some other stuff, and I did read. I read an article, so that's something. Hopefully, you guys learned something. I learned something that I need to complete my set properly. But yeah, remember, by next Wednesday, please learn something new, learn something interesting, and share it with us for the next Wiki Wednesday. I know it's not Wednesday. I was late, okay? Blame Itchy. It's Itchy's fault, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go pee and eat my fruit, and then play on my computer for a little bit, and then it's probably gonna be beyond the live stream threshold for me, so I won't be able to do another live stream on here. So I do apologize about that, but yeah. Tomorrow I might do a live stream from in the hot tub. I'm not entirely sure yet. It kind of depends on several factors, but I was going to jump in the hot tub today, but it's been weirdly stormy and cold. So yeah. So I wasn't able to. So if that happens again, I probably won't be doing that tomorrow. But it's just a regular Saturday, so I'll probably be doing some gaming streaming. Yeah. But yeah. Itchy wasn't even in this episode. That's a Ninja Sex Party reference. You don't even know, I don't think. Do you? Yeah. No, Itchy on Wednesday. Itchy, I was going to do the LiveTUBBSwiki, LiveTUBBSwiki Wednesday thing on Wednesday, but Itchy decided to do a live stream himself, and then he stayed doing the live stream for a couple of hours, and then he talked to me on Discord for another couple of hours, and by then it was already like 6 a.m. here, 7 a.m. here. It was in the morning times here. So, yeah, it was way past the time where I could do another live stream. So, yeah. I decided against it. But once it gets to 4 a.m. here in the UK, it's 2:15 now in the UK. But once it gets to 4 a.m., I decide not to do any more live streaming because America is just, where a lot of my viewers come from. It gets into the late night period, so a lot of you guys are asleep. And when I have tried actually streaming here in the mornings and stuff, in the mornings for me, and usually you guys are asleep. You guys in particular are usually asleep. So I just between the hours of 4 a.m. all the way up until usually 8 p.m. but sometimes I've been trying it around about 6 p.m. I don't stream. So yeah. Unless I'm in the hot tub. That's usually different because that's a very, very unique slot. And I did a workout stream earlier today. And was that before 6? I think that was after 6. I remember doing that after 6. So that was kind of in my proper stream window, kind of. Anyway. Belly rubs. Oh, back stretch. And belly salute. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I really have to film something for Inflatable Tubs Week, but like I said, I haven't been able to get in the hot tub to do the thing I want to film. I am seriously thinking about just like cheaping out, whatever you want to call it, copping out and basically just doing a all air blow inflation thing. But even then, I don't really have a backup idea other than just doing that, and that might be a bit boring. But I'm thinking about doing that tomorrow anyway. We'll see. Anyway, have a good night, guys, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Cheers.